So you had no clue there was like the outside world existed
Yes.
besides North Korea.
Yeah.
And so during this time, what did you think about your like the North Korea you're living in? Did you just you didn't even think about it? It didn't occur to you.
Yeah, but I mean, I was really worried about my mom because my mom is. I knew that my mom is lives China, but I was worried about it. Is it there has food?
Oh, you were not sure that China was richer than North Korea.
Yes.
Oh.
So even when I'm eating the sweet potato, oh, my mom can eat this.
Oh.
So yeah, so at that moment still, I didn't know that how poor in North Korea.
So you thought it's so funny.
Yes.
But North Korea, you're sitting in North Korea,
Yeah, that's
impoverished, and you're worrying about your mom gonna
Yes.
not having food in China. Wow, it's so you were like really blank slate, like you had zero clue.
Yes.
What was happening. Did you ever? So now it's so ironically we are like sitting in New York City in Manhattan right now, right?
That's right.
In the land of American bastards. Did you ever see a picture of Americans?
No.
Did you see that like the school posters like me?
No.
You didn't even see that.
Yes.
Did you know what Americans were?
Yeah, I know. I knew because the North Koreans is when they have celebration day, they are just playing game that enemies, North Korea's enemies, burn the effigy, right? So I knew we're the Americans, but I knew only that it's enemies. The
Only thing you knew that was enemy because
Yes.
that's what the regime told you.
Yes.
Wow. Okay, so this is another thing that like really occurred to me. So when your mother first time reached out to you to ask you to escape, was how old were you?
14, is it?
Okay, 14. So this is where the thing. I escaped when I was 13 years old, and I escaped without even anybody's invitation. Like I was so desperate to get out. I was so like hungry, and then your mom reaches out to you multiple times, and you decline multiple times that you don't want to escape.
Yes, that's right.
And I was reading your book like, why, lady? Just go with her. Like, why don't you escape? And this is what I was so curious about. Like, what were you thinking?
Okay, I can tell you the reason because I didn't know outside of North Korea.
Okay.
Because I didn't get any information.
So you thought North Korea was good?
Yes, but I knew a little about the China because. But my aunt and uncle warned me that if you go to China, you're gonna be sold to men. So my aunt and uncle was warned me that I could be sold in China.
In China, as to be sold as a like sexual slave.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it was scared.
Of course. But
Yeah.
they knew about that. Like at least your aunt has some facts about China, so
Yeah,
they were
because-
not lying to you actually.
Yeah, because neighborhood was one of lady was being in China.
Oh, and then she got sent back.
She got sent back.
And then she was telling people that how she was sold in China as a sex slave.
Not just announced, yeah, but it's secretly.
Secretly, people knew that as a girl, if you end up China, you can be sold as a sex slave.
Yes.
So people were very afraid of that. Oh, okay.
Yeah, and-
that makes sense. That explains why you said
Yes,
no initially.
yes.
Okay.
And the second broker when came to me, and my aunt and uncle like scared me again. Like if you go there, my body parts also could be sold.
Yes.
So
Organ trafficking.
Yes.
To take your organs away. Yeah.
So it was like, no way.
Yeah.
So I don't want to be dying before I see mom.
Right.
So that's why the second reason. Yeah, but third time, just I felt there's no future in North Korea.
Right.
So, okay.
So
This is it.
despite all the risk of
Yes.
being a sex slave or being harvested with your organs, you took that risk. So by this third time, how old were you?
17 years old.
And what year was that?
It was 2019. No, 2011.
2011. So that's when actually Kim Jong-un came into power.
Oh, that's right.
Right? That's like a big transitional moment for North Korean society where
Yes.
second Kim Jong-il died and the third is young guy who was educated in Switzerland coming into
Yes.
power. So what was the atmosphere like when Kim Jong-un was introduced for the first time as a leader of the country?
Okay, so many people was like, wow, is there the Kim Jong-il has son? But I
Right.
think because nobody
No.
knew that.
I did not know either.
Yes, so wow, it's like a so surprised. So everyone says so surprised, but just so many people was talking about that. But at that moment, just I escaped. So
Was that like the people when they're talking about Kim Jong? Was that like enthusiasm or like positive thing or the negative thing, or there were people that just still excited?
yeah, it was. I think people were exciting because you know it's a new person that came out just suddenly just. So some people just said, yeah, maybe the Kim Jong Un is a face. It looks like his grandfather.
He did a plastic surgery to look like his grandfather,
Yeah,
right?
but they don't know.
They did not know, so they thought like somehow because under Kim Il Sung, North Koreans had a relatively good time because the Soviet Union was helping the economy and giving a lot of subsidy. So they thought maybe Kim Jong Un might be the better leader.
Yes. So it maybe looks like his grandfather. So lots of North Koreans at that moment was they say they miss the Kim Il Sung, but it's suddenly just Kim Jong Il came out. Kim Jong Un just came out. It's like they're just exciting, you know. It's having new, but at that moment we didn't know that he's gonna be a new leader. Yes,
Okay.
So just their son is came here.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is like I'm sure this new leader is about preparing to take the throne from the father, and the security going to be tight.
Yes.
And by 2011, it was very hard to escape.
Yes, that's right.
So at this point, you decide to take that leap of faith and go to find your mother.
Yes, because my neighborhood, she was been there for 10 years. She said that she never had to order over 150 meal. But on the other hand, like I was usually starving. So like I wanted a better life.
Right.
Like being able to study.
So you're like, we're gonna talk about your like the yearning for learning. You know, it's something that I share together. But so one thing that really stuck my mind was you last that journey to Haesan, right? That was my
that's
actually
right.
hometown. You had to reach the border town
That's
to escape.
right. Yes.
But through that journey from inner North Korea to Haesan, you took the train.
Yes.
And that really stuck with my mind, like what happened to you. So what happened?
Okay, so I got captured by guards.
So you're a minor and you were traveling with a permit, but you still needed some like a guardian traveling who was adult.
Yes.
So you didn't have that person.
Yes, so I was a student, but while you're going to alone, it's nearby border.
Right. That's also a girl too,
Yes,
right?
so they say, I know you want to escape to China, right? And then I said, no, but Haesan City has my grandmother's house, so I'm going there. But they
She didn't believe
they
you.
didn't believe me.